What's up YouTube, this is Joe from PHRA Games, and I'm bringing to you guys a very weird and random deck profile, but not really random because it did get a support card in the latest set, and that is Arcana Force. I think Arcana Force is really cool, really weird gimmicky coin toss deck, but doesn't need to coin toss because it has a field spell that prevents it, but then that field spell needs a coin toss to keep doing that. It's very weird. I really like it, and I really wanted to bring it to you guys. So I just got my last pieces of support in the post of recording this video, so I thought, why not bring it to you guys. This is like not meta in the slightest, but can play really cool gimmick techs in here that I think even someone like Dale would appreciate because it can be a cool spicy tech for a deck that he wants to make. So if he's looking into this video, keep your eyes on it. So I'll point it out anyway. So with all that said and done, if you enjoy this, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent, and all of that's greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into this Arcana Force deck. So to start off with the staller of the deck, because this deck kind of needs to do that, is Arcana Force 0, the Fool. So what the Fool does is that he's a level 1 fairy with 0/0 attack and defense. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. This card cannot be changed. This card cannot be changed to defense position except with a card effect. When this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, negate the effects of your spell, traps, and effect monsters, effects that target this card, and destroy them. Tails, negate the effects of your opponent's spells and traps and effect monsters effects that target this card and destroy them. So he is just like your defender. Like, you summon this, you're going to stall out for a little bit while you get up the resource that you need, and it's in-deck themed. It being level 1 as well means that you can do 1-for-1 plays if you really need to, but I'm not kind of doing that. I'm just literally just using this for what it is. If I get to it, if I have it, I'll have it. If I don't, I hope. There's other cards in the deck that can help stall out if I need to. Then we have Arcana Force 1, the Magician. I did not put these in order, but I like how they've just somehow managed to be in order so far. So Arcana Force 1, the Magician, is a level 4 light fairy with 1100 attack and defense. When this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, when a spell card is activated, this card's attack becomes double its original attack until the end of this turn. Tails, when a spell card is activated, your opponent gains 500 life points. So obviously you want to get the heads one, but you're not really too fussed if your opponent gains life points, because you're just going to be skipping their turns, because obviously the world is in here. He is an Arcana Force after all. If you're just going to skip your opponent's turn, you don't really matter. But you kind of use this guy as your main source of a beat stick if you can get the heads effect, which hopefully, if the field spell's up, you will. Then we have Arcana Force. I'm going to get the numbers mixed up. Let's actually do this in order, because why not? I believe this is order. Arcana Force 3, the Empress. She's a level 4 light fairy effect with 1300 attack and defense. And that when this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, each time your opponent summons a monster or sets a monster, you can special summon one Arcana Force from your hand. Tails, each time your opponent normal or sets a monster, send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Obviously, again, you want to get heads, because then you're going to get 3 Arcana Force monsters for free tribute fodder. Then we have Arcana Force 4, the Emperor. I'm not good with my Roman numerals past 3. So, if this is 4 or 5, I'm not sure, but I believe this is 4. So, Arcana Force, the Emperor, is a level 4 light fairy effect with 1400 attack and defense. When this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, all Arcana Force monsters you control gain 500 attack. Tails, all Arcana Force monsters you control lose 500 attack. Again, obviously, you want to get heads. So, because then here's a 1900 beat stick, and then your Empress is going to be 18, and so on and so forth. Then we have Arcana Force 6, the Lovers. So Lovers is one of the better ones in the deck, just because of this, is that When this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, this card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of an Arcana Force monster. Tails, you cannot tribute summon Arcana Force monsters. So again, obviously you want to get heads, and then you can get that free tribute fodder or double tribute fodder for the world, because he takes 2 tributes. Then we have Arcana Force, I believe this is 7. I'm not sure entirely, but either way we have Arcana Force the Chariot, which is a light level 4 fairy, 1700 attack and defense. When this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, if this card destroys your opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon that monster to your field. Tails, your opponent can use control of this card. So, like, at least it doesn't give your opponent too much, as in the sense that he's just going to get the Chariot. Then you can just be over it. But obviously you want to get that effect to be able to steal your opponent's monsters, because then that's more tribute fodder. So that's it for the lower levels, like, of just, like, you mostly just play these, other than, like, the lovers and I guess the number 1, to just fill out your deck of Arcana Force if you want to play this deck relatively pure. If you don't want to go with these cards, but you still want to play a relatively named Arcana Force deck, you can play the Gizmex, which I think this is really cool. This is kind of like a double pseudo deck profile, in the sense like I'm making you and showing you the Arcana Force deck as a whole, but it's an easy swap out, and you can just put in the Gizmex and you can make like an Arcana Gizmex deck, which I think is really cool, because all your best Arcanas are the same attack and defense. So you've got your Gizmex Uko, which is the main one you want to focus on, because then it's just going to cheat you out on Arcana Force from your deck, as long as your opponent summons something of the same attribute. Which you're playing lights. All of these are lights, and lights is a somewhat primarily used attribute in the game. You can get a lot of lights being played, so it's pretty cool. I believe like if your opponent, because I know High Firebrax like gets a lot. Link Cross, I believe, is a light. So, like, if your own Link Crosses, then cool, you know, get your light attribute on board. But yeah, so it's a really cool thing that you can do, like a simple swap outs. But I'll just do swap out these. The next Arcanas I'm going to show you are primarily like the better ones, because yeah, they're going to be your boss monster's damage and stall preventions as well. The best one being Temperance, Arcana Force Temperance. So this is the one I rated for the post, because I only had one. So Temperance is a level 6 Arcana Force for 2400 attack and defense, and it's a fairy. And it's during either player's turn you can discard this card to reduce the battle damage you take from the battle to 0. When this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, half all battle damage you take. Tails, half all battle damage your opponent takes. You're not really going to be summoning this like ever at all. So like you're really just using this for the hand trap effect to just discard and prevent your battle damage. So it's very, very nice for this deck who wants to stall until he can get out the world. From there, the world's just going to skip your opponent's turn and just punch your opponent for massive damage. And speaking of the world, here is the world. We have my nice English ultra good quality rare. We have my foreign ultimate, and then we have my foreign bad condition ultra. So like I got strange weird ratios going on here. But yes, we have the world. The world is amazing. The world is like its own deck in its own self. It's a level 7, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Level 8 Arcana Force with 3100 attack and defense. Fairies, when this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, during your end phase, you can send 2 monsters you control to your graveyard to skip your opponent's next turn. It can sacrifice itself to get that turn skip, so do bear in mind. If you really just like, I need to get that opponent's turn past, cool, I'll just sacrifice the world and something else. Tails, during your opponent's draw phase, add the top card of their graveyard to their hand. So, your opponent's not getting too much back if you get the tails, which is not too bad. So, that's pretty good. But obviously you want that turn skip. Bear in mind your field spell is going to literally give that for you. To round up the Arcanas, we're playing the Light Ruler and the Dark Ruler, because I wanted to play both. So, first off with the Light Ruler is a fairy with 4000 attack and defense. This card cannot be normal summon a set. This card cannot be special summoned except by sending 3 monsters you control to the graveyard. Burn this card, special summon, toss a coin. Heads, when this card destroys a opponent's mind by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add one card from your graveyard to your hand. Tails, when a spell, trap, or effect monster's effect that targets card activated, negate its activation if you destroy it, and this card loses 1,000 attacks. So, it has pseudo effect negation if you get that effect, but it's also just like free resource recovery if you get heads. Then we have the Dark Ruler, which again, same summoning conditions. Can only be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 monsters you control to the graveyard. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. When this card is special summoned, toss a coin and gain the appropriate effect. Heads. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase, but if it does so using this effect, change it to defense position at the end of the battle phase. Its battle position cannot be changed until the end of your next turn. Tails. If this card is destroyed, destroy all cards in the field. Like, you're going to get something good out of it. So, if you want to focus on one boss monster, go for it. Take your pick. I'd probably pick the Dark Ruler. But I know a lot of people like the Light Ruler. So, it's hit and miss, but it's completely up to you. Then we have Hecatrice. Just searches you your continuous spell, which is the Valhalla Fallen, which then is just free summon for your Arcanas because it all varies. And I went with Herald of the Orange Light just for a more pure focused fairy deck, just for good effect negation. Then we have the best card in the deck, which is Light Barrier. So Light Barrier, you toss a coin. These are all foreign, so I'm going to have to go by basic memory of what this card does. But anyway, you toss a coin, and if it's heads, its effect stays. If it's tails, it's negated until the end, until the start of your next turn. And that's just during your standby phase, you toss that coin. But while this card's in play, you don't have to toss a coin to resolve your Arcana Force effects. You literally get to pick which one you want. Which literally on the turn you activate it. Cool, you have 3 Arcana effects for the whole turn. So you get that world on board. Cool, you get to pick the turn, skip during the end phase. Then we have Terraforming to search it. Then we have the brand new card, which is Arcana Reading. Really good searcher for the deck. Toss a coin and apply the effect. If Light Barrier is in your field zone, you can choose the effect instead. Heads. Add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has a coin tossing effect except Arcana Reading. Tails. Your opponent adds 1 card from their deck to their hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon 1 Arcana Force monster. You can use each effect of Arcana Reading once per turn. So, the cool thing is you get to use both, and it's just literally you play this with Light Barrier in play, you get to search your world, and then you can banish it and get that summon that world that turn after normal summoning something else. So, really cool card. Definitely play this in the Gizmek deck, Gizmek mix. So it's probably something I want to work on later down the line. So it's really cool. Second coin toss, give you another chance for those coin tossing effects. Pretty standard. Then we have double Valhalla the Fallen. You only really need to play 2 because you have your Hecatrice to search it. 1 day apiece. This is a pseudo stall deck until you get the world on board. Then we have set rotation because I'm also playing Future Visions. Why Future Visions? Because Arcana Force is all based on fortune telling. Like, decide your future. Your future is predetermined. Stuff like that is the whole like emphasis of that story arc in the anime where this deck was used. So I just went with this, but you can be any field body you want. So as long as you can resolve set rotation, because your Light Barrier is very important. 1 monster reborn. And then for the traps, we played 3 copies of Reversal of Fate. Not a lot of Arcana builds I've seen use this card. I really like this just because it gives you another chance to get the effect that you want. So select 1 Arcana Force monster you control. That monster's effect is now treated as the opposite coin toss result. So if you have this preset, bear in mind this is a normal trap, so you can trap trick this if you really want to. If this card is preset and you went into the world and you got the wrong coin toss effect, it's like, okay, cool, no worries, Reversal of Fate, swap it. Which is pretty good, and then that way you're going to get that turn skip no matter what. I like this just because it's kind of, in a way, if you really think about it, 3 more copies of Light Barrier, because like Light Barrier did it pretty much know you know what you're going to get that coin toss because it lets you pick. Reversal of Fate doesn't let you pick, but in the sense that you summon that monster, that bam straight, you're going to get that effect that you want. But it being able to just get the opposite result means that no matter what you went for or what you got, you're going to get what you want. So I really like Reversal of Fate for that. And then one Metaverse, because again, Light Barrier is so important in this deck. You need to get to that Light Barrier, so that way you can get those Arcana Force effects that you want. And that's it, guys, because I don't really have an extra deck for this. So if you really wanted to, you could take 3 cards out of this deck and play Pot of Extravagance, because the extra deck is not really important. You're going to go for that world, and you're going to play the world, and you're going to win with the world. So as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this profile. I know it's very random, but as I said, they've got new support within the forms of Arcana reading. And if you are playing the Gizmek build, Gizmek also got a new support card, so stay tuned to the channel for that, because I believe Dale is working on a Gizmek deck, because he really wants to make a Gizmek deck that we have all of them. And who knows, maybe he'll mix it with the Arcana Force, because they are all monsters that are very strong with the same attack and defense. And instead of going Barrier Statue, go and get the world out and skip your opponent's turn. So, as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.
So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
Exclusively designed by Nixie Nax Arts, we bring you our second exclusive mat with the colossal Rainbow Neos taking on Red Eyes Dragoon, using both Dark Magician and Red Eyes alongside Elemental Hero Neos and of course Rainbow Dragon. Produced by Venom Battle Gear, this is an exclusive mat only available from their site. You can get this mat both with and without zones, and it can be shipped worldwide. What are you waiting for? Visit venombattlegear.co.uk to get your own exclusive Rainbow Neos versus Red Eyes Dragoon playmat.